G'day guys, just thought I'd just show you this quick little painting I'm doing. Oh, well, when I say little painting, it's actually a metre by a metre in metric. So as you can see, it's a big vine painting. So I'm taking it, I've got the painting here on my tablet, as you can see, and I just wanted to quickly show you something here. So I just wanted to see if I could go live with this, but as you can see with the vine, I've got this on a tripod at the moment, so I'm going to try and move it around so you can see it. But as you can see up here, I just wanted to make that a little bit thinner, but I just wanted to show you how you can rub out mistakes or painting with a, let's just say, you can actually rub out or get rid of your mistakes. So in here, I'll just see that's going to the right area. Hopefully you can see that. So here's a nice dark gradient and it's going out to a lighter gradient. All this back area here, I'll just stand back a little bit. All this back area, oh, wrong way, sorry guys. Oh dear. So all that back area is just blurry. And the main subject is obviously the vines. So the vines there are what I want absolutely hyper to be able to come back and stand out away from that background. But getting back to what I was particularly saying about being able to rub out mistakes. So let's just say with that dark gradient in here, I'll get in there nice and close. Unfortunately, I've got this, I'll have to take it off the charge for a moment because I've got the charged in there. So in here, let's just say as you can see, that will really stand out against that darker gradient there, which I don't want. Oh, wrong color. So I just give my brush a little bit of a clean off, and then I can just push that back away and just virtually get rid of that. This is with acrylics, by the way. Get rid of that mistake. So I'm just virtually rubbing it out because the darker colors underneath is already dry. I can just push that lighter green that I didn't want in that area. I can just push that away. As you can see, I'm just doing this with a clean brush. I'm just pushing that away to those edges. And actually that's quite nice. I like how that's coming out like that. And I will just let that come back in. And again, going by the reference, there's a little bit of, I'll just show you, I've just got my palette here, which is just a little saucer. I'm just using that, and I'm actually holding the tripod with my left hand. Hopefully you can hear me. So just another quick little thing I wanted to show you in here is that vine's a little thicker, is a little too thick compared to, let's just say the symmetry of the whole vine. So what I can do is just start to push that line nice and thin, and it does entail a little more work in like I'll have to, obviously work on those outer edges and blend some more. But as you can see, I'm just thinning that vine down now with that nice, I'm not sure what that green is. I will have a look in a sec. And I'm not strangling the brush. I'm just anchoring my hand on the canvas, and I'm just pulling backwards a nice line. Don't worry if you get a little bit wobbly, it goes over, because you can always, like I said, use that trick that I just showed you a minute ago in getting rid of that. I'm just going to put this down now. Welcome to live chat. No one's around, which is quite normal for me. No, I don't mean it that way, but I mean, which is quite good because most people in parts of the world, apparently I'm big in the States. They're my biggest audience. So believe it or not, that's excellent. All right, now I'm just gonna work on that vine a little bit, because I really need to thin that down, get it a little bit more delicate, which can happen. And then, yeah, I have already shaded and blended a lot of those crimsons and other colours in here, a little bit of burnt sienna in there. But I'm going to have to, that's what I meant about having to do a little bit more work. I'm going to have to reblend those. But that's okay because the colours are already there. So the roadmap's already been made for me, if you know what I mean. I already know what the colours are. I can see them. As opposed to, I just went a little bit thick. So I want to just make that a little more, just a little thinner. Thin that down a little bit. Now I've just got to be careful because I'm thin here and it's gone thick there. So now I'm going to have to bring that right along and bring that gradient, a nice gradient down to that node there. But just pretty much the whole exercise is just to show you can't really blow it. I guess the biggest problem with painting is that we're so time poor that when it comes to painting, we're so time poor that we don't want to spend all this time painting, and then we finally see that we step back after 4 hours of painting and it looks rubbish. And you think, I've just wasted all that time, but you haven't. You've never wasted any time. Thanks, Greg. Greg, my brother's up in Queensland. He's just quickly tuned in. He's just told me it looks fantastic. Thanks, brother. Still can't wait till you download Red Alert for me. Even if you just put the other one on, Greg. I'm happy with the old one. I don't care if it crashes. Sometimes I get right through the whole game without it crashing. Here I'm telling everyone how time poor I am. I do sit down and have the odd occasional game. Greg, my brother, he's just reintroduced me to a game we used to play back in the early 2000s, and I've become addicted to it. I must admit I'm getting that way again. I love that game called Red Alert, a strategy game. So I've just got to now reblend that. Now I need a little bit of yellow. So I'm going to get a little bit of this cadmium yellow light, which you can see there, a little bit of cadmium yellow light. I will Oztangle, I will have a video of this coming out. It's been one of them jobs that I've just put aside. I keep getting commissions and doing other little YouTube studies, but I will have a full video on this one. I did start this before I actually started my YouTube channel, and as you can see, it's just been one of those things I just keep putting aside, but I really want to, as we say in Australia, pull my finger out and get stuck into this one, because I do want to actually enter this into the Clare Valley. It's in the Barossa Valley here in Australia, in South Australia. I want to enter this one because they've got a big vineyard area, a lot of vines and things in that area. Same as here in St. Razia in Mildura. Now I've just got a little bit of that cadmium yellow there, and I've got that what's this one? This is permanent green light. I actually thought it was a different colour than that, but it's permanent green light with the Italia series. None of them are sponsors of mine or anything like that, but I just, with these artworks, I know I bang on about using cheap paints, but it's for my audience just to get them started. I just want to show you don't have to break the bank to get started, but if you can, when you start to get a little better and you're starting to sell your paintings, especially at markets, or you're starting to get commissions, you really want to go to your Ateliers, your Goldens, your Matisse, and other ones like that are a little bit high, well, a lot higher quality. Not only are they easy to paint with, even though a lot of my videos I show how easy you can still make a decent painting with $4.50 blister packs from Kmart or something like that. Now I'm just gonna grab. I'll just see if I can take that back a bit. Hopefully that's coming through all right. Just bring that up a little bit. So I'm just blending in here. I don't know if I can get it back far enough so you can see me as well. Not that you really want to see me, but anyway. Hang on, what have we got here? So we've got Riverland. The size of your brush and the size of your painting is giving me anxiety. I know, no, look, I'll show you some of my brushes. Look, I've got, So that's my pretty much go-to brush there in the Riverland. That's my 15 mil. So that's pretty much it's a bit stiff at the moment. Got my good old 15 or 20 mil flat brush there. But I am just playing around with that, and I just happen to have that in my hand. That's my little detail brush, yeah. But look, it could be anything. If I can't really show you, I'd have to pull the camera off. Believe it or not, I do a lot of work with this filbert. I love this filbert. It's starting to get a little bit tacky now and a bit scrappy. But that one there is absolutely fantastic because it's got its round edges. I can still get into these nice areas like that, you know, really bring them around, push them around. But I can also get those little details, get into those corners, as you can see. But, you know, and obviously no paint on that. But yeah, no, I totally get it. Where are you located? I'm in Mildura in Victoria, Australia. So, yeah. But this is just one of those artworks. I've got a few commissions that I'm really supposed to be doing, so I'm being a bit naughty doing this at the moment because I'm supposed to be doing I've got dogs, I've got a couple of horses. Actually got a horse, I've got 2 dogs. I've just finished a caricature that I'm was really pleased with, which I'm hoping I've got enough footage to be able to put on, let's say, into a video for you. I give the algorithm hell on my YouTube channel because I like portraiture, I like landscapes, I like abstracts, I like florals, as you can see, nature painting here. So yeah, it's I'm pretty much all over the show. The problem is I love it all. I love all let's say not so much genres, all different aspects of painting, from landscapes right through to portraiture. I'm actually really loving the abstract figurative abstracts at the moment on some of the figurative abstracts. I've lost my train of thought. I'm just having a look at this. Where you're located. So yeah, Mildura. Filbert is one of my favourite. Yeah, same here, Oztangle. Love it. Riverland. Yeah, good call. Yeah, I know you do have to. This is the first time seeing you live. Yeah. Okay, so are you subscribed? Oztangle, I don't know. I mean, honestly, all I get is a subscriber. I don't get to know who actually subscribes or gets on my channel. But like I said, I just wanted to show you with something this scale. I get it. We're time poor. We don't really want to spend 4 or 5 hours doing a painting and then stand away from the easel after that and it looks crap and you've just gone, oh man, I've wasted so much time. But you never waste time when it comes to painting. It's practice, practice, practice. And I used to watch a lot of these art shows where I'd think, these artists are that good. They know what result they're going to have before they've even finished the painting. You know, like they're that good. They even know that they're that skilled that it's not going to look crap. And the thing is that that just comes through practice, failure, and in the end, they just get that good. They know they know they're going to get to the end result. And I guess I've got that way too. Really, I mean, there's just one of those things. They're going to be big struggles. There's a guy that I really love watching, Renato Machillo. He's big on Instagram, and one of the greatest things he said, I feel like I'm starting over with every painting I do. And I totally resonated with that. I went, oh man, because he's so good. Like, you got to see this guy's landscapes. They're beyond. They're better than a photograph, if you can understand that. Yeah, he just seems to put that magic that these painters can do, that magic into his artwork. And so what was the point of all that? Yeah, you just feel like you're starting over all the time. And some of these guys, to hear of that level say that, was really, really encouraging. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that you can. This is already dry. I mean, that's another good thing about acrylics. All over the show, I know, but good thing about acrylics is that it's a curse and it's a good thing. The curse is that they dry too quick before you can blend them. But the other way is that you don't spend months on a painting because you're waiting for the oil to dry, which I can't stand. And then before you send it off, really, you need to be able to wait another 6 months if you varnished it for all the solvents to dry out of the oil. This is why I love acrylics. I mean, Barry McCann, he's another great artist I follow. His biggest compliment, he says, is when someone mistakes one of his artworks for an oil, and he said thank you because it's actually an acrylic. Does he have a YouTube channel? No, he doesn't. Oztangle. He may have. I haven't seen him on there. But what was I going to tell you? Yeah, he's big on Instagram. Renato Machillo. I'm not really sure how you'd spell that, but I think it's yeah. If you want to find out about him, Andrew Tischler. He's got a YouTube channel, and he did a podcast on Renato, and you get to see the guy, and you get to see his works and that. So Riverland Adventures, I find it. In spurts. I dabble on something, go away, look with fresh eyes, touch up. Yes, and that's a great point. Go away and repeat and paint. Sometimes I can spend 4 hours in front of a painting, and I stand back after all that, listen to a podcast or radio on the radio and just some tunes or whatever, and then I look back and I go, that's just rubbish. I hate that painting, and I've just stuffed up the eye, or I in the morning go and have a look at the artwork, and I realise it's either an easy. In fact, sometimes I come back and go, what am I on about? That's fantastic. Did I do that? So yeah, it's just, I think we just get so, what's the word? You got your macro and your micro. The macro, you're standing back and look at the whole thing. But when you're in the micro zone, like I said, you might be just looking at that vein of the leaf, and you're trading on that for so much, and you're trying to do that, stand back and you're looking at that and you go, it just doesn't look right. Yet when you come back after with fresh eyes, like you're saying, Riverland Adventures, you just come back and go, oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought, or oh, it's only a matter of just putting some white shade or a little bit of an alteration here, and it's not that bad. Another thing on that, sometimes we make a change to a painting, and it's just the fact that we've changed it from what we may have been working on this artwork for, let's say, 6 months. And you come in and you started working on it again, and you've made a huge change somewhere, and you think, I've stuffed that painting up. But actually, all you've done is just, you've got a new perspective on that painting because you've put something different in, or you've changed it in some way. You will go away and come back with fresh eyes, and you'll forget how it used to look, and you'll start to get used to the new way it looks. Let's just say, so I'm working on this leaf. So these, spitting everywhere. So these three, 1, 2, 3 leaves, or there's 4 leaves in there, are actually pretty much finished. I'm going back and reworking them, but I really shouldn't. I should just leave them because I've still got these leaves down here to finish, and the rest of that vine. And so you really want to work on your large areas, knock them out the way, but you kind of fall in that trap of working on that one leaf and really working on that. And it's really hard to get that fine line between, do I work on the whole painting as a whole and knock out pretty much the whole, just what we call blocking in stage, and then go back and start to do your detailed work. Whereas here, I've got all those done. I've blocked in the leaves over here, and now I'm starting to work on, this is really where I should be working. I want to now work from that section right down to there. So you kind of get that flow and all happening. Even now, I'm looking at this background because I've only just pulled this out after about 6 months, and thought I'd start working on it again to get into a competition. It's really, I would like to do more work on that, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna leave it. So anyway, yeah. Hopefully that covers that aspect there in the Riverland. And yet all my paints are going dry. But yeah, you're right. I'm just being lazy, and I just happen to have that in my hand. So I started using it again, but my screen's gone dark now. But I'll just give you a look at the photo. So there's the photo there. And of the vine. So I'm going to take, there's a couple of little tangled areas of the vine there that I'm going to take out. But yeah, on the whole, it's pretty much how I want the whole thing to look. So I don't know if the light's capturing that or not. But anyway, yeah. So I'm just gonna. I have to get away from this section because, like I said, I'm going to overwork it. But I just wanted to show you that you don't necessarily stuff a painting up, if that makes sense. That can't be fixed. You really can fix it, and just sometimes it just takes, just putting it away. If it's a commission, I get it. You're under pressure, and you need to get it done. But again, just work on another part of the painting. If this is starting to give you the irrits and you're not getting it, and it's not coming out the way you want it to, just let it. Being acrylic, it's only going to be 5 minutes before it dries again. Go and work on another section. Then once you've started to get that under control and you're getting it back into the zone or the flow, then you go back and start to attack that. Just want to cut in alongside that line, just to really get that vine a little thinner or a little more delicate. And that's quite opaque, that's nice. So opaque just means that it's only a series 2, half opaque, but it's actually got some nice depth to that colour. It's nice and broad. Again, sorry, not Australia, so Riverland Adventures, I'm using that again because I was cutting in as well, all right, along that vine. So I just wanted to use something a little bit more detailed and controlled. Once I get away from that vine, as you'd know, yeah, and I'll switch over to a broader brush. That's nice. There we go, that's cutting, that's made that look a lot more delicate. Now that's a little too thick, so I'm going to have to get on that side of that vine. Sometimes you don't want to fix something up because you know it's just going to lead to a lot of troubles. It means it's going to push that problem further down the line. But that's okay. I've been meaning to do it for a while now. I'm just going to bring that down a bit. That's another good thing with this easel. I have sort of mucked around with the easel a little bit. I'll just show you down there. I've just put a little bit of a shelf, bigger shelf on here, if you can see that. So I can, have everything I need pretty much on here. Over the side there, I've just got my brushes and some other things, and this is where all the magic happens for my YouTube channel. I'm just got to look at the phone at the same time. There's probably a way I can have another monitor that I can see what's going on. But there's my little desk for when I'm doing my little YouTube studies and things like that, and my little tutorials. And yeah, and I'm pretty lucky that I've got so much room. I'll just unplug this phone and I'll just give you a quick panorama of the studio. So this is how lucky I am. I'm just going to put that brush down there for a sec. So I've got the whole, there's all my, I just made up a little frame to be able to put all my my unfinished artworks over there, and finished artworks. Got some of the YouTube studies up there, and then over here I've got some more, got all my printing stuff over there, which I've got to, once I start getting commissions and prints and things like that coming in, just got to get a little more professional. And check out how lucky I am with the old, got a big table in here, can do my work on, and again in the corner. So I'm very, very fortunate to have a good 5 by 4 meter studio that I can work inside. Eventually I want to get it back outside into a shed. I haven't got the shed set up yet. That way I can start to get into my more messier projects. Right, okay, so that's down a bit, that's down, got that. Okay, now I do want to just cut in a little bit more with that green. What was it called again? permanent green light. It's a great little green. And it's a lot of work to do all this blending and put all these different colours in, but it's kind of therapeutic at the same time. You sort of get lost in it. As you can see, I'm just anchoring my hand onto the canvas, and then just bringing that back to myself. I'll close it off here anyway. Just wanted to just give you a quick overview on how I'm sort of rectifying some of these paintings. How you're not going to blow it if you make a mistake. I'll just bring that. Just anchoring that hand and just bringing it back, just to get that nice and thin there. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for hanging out. Catch you in the next one. See ya. How do I finish this off?